Hey guys, thank you for your interest in the project, and here's a little video to elaborate just a little bit on what it is that we're doing and some background on the inspiration. So, in the end of '09, I was inspired to do a 3D Zoetrope, and I really don't have very many animations that I've done, but I did do this one earlier that year for a different project altogether. So this was just a rig model that I set up for that particular project, and let's check it out. Let's isolate this. Whoop. So we can see. Oh, let's turn that off. So yeah, it's not the greatest of animations. It's there, it exists, but there we go. But I did have a cycle, so this was something where I actually had a cycle, and I decided to break this down for the Zoetrope. And if we remember what the heck this Zoetrope is, probably even saying it wrong, but if we go to Google, if it works, Zoetrope. Okay, so it's this thing. Yay! So essentially, we have a sequence of images, and the slit acts as will act as a refresh rate for the brain, and with persistence of vision and all that jazz, we see motion. So let's go ahead and bring this back. User. Oh, texture's gone. There we go. So yeah. So I had this motion in it, and I decided to make it one of those, but in a 3D form. So we'll go ahead and check out some of my tests and kind of the final. So while the scene's opening, since these will be 3D prints, and the whole idea is to just get the broad motion, subtlety really isn't terribly important. So the small features really don't matter too much, but. Okay, so which one of these did I do first? I think I started off with this larger one first, and this is where I did my first test. And essentially, I took the rig that we had before, the animation that we had before, and you can see there's no more animation here. It's just a basic rig now. And I extracted a model per frame. I just ended up writing a script that duplicated the model per frame, deleted history, and then centered all of them to the same pivot point. So they were all stacked up on top of each other. And then I just distributed them evenly along a curve and parented them. So now you get to see, whoop, they're parented. And if we look at our history, if you guys remember soft, we go ahead here, there's no history, it's not bound. So there's no illusions, no tricks. So if we look at our animation, I have this curve going from 0 to 30, and effectively I have my animation going, well, first of all, I have 25 figures, and the animation goes from 0 to 30 in this instance, and my playback rate options is 30 frames a second. So if we go ahead and check this out, we'll hit play. You get to see we're kind of getting a little motion here. The way that I ended up setting up wasn't actually correct, but if you look really hard, it's animating. And I think if we tweak this up a bit, since I have 24, we can maybe do 24 frames a second. Zero that out. Grab this sucker here, and let's go 24. Let's see if that fixes anything. There we go. So that's a little easier to read for you guys. We do get a little sliding over here, but that's okay. But if you look at the figures, we're able to visualize motion. And you get to see, if I select one of them, exactly what's going on here. So you get to see that voodoo. So I tried it out, and in here it looked like I was able to get it to work, and I figured, well, these are a lot of models to print. Let me see if I can break it down into a smaller group. So in this case, I have 12, and this is the actual sample size that I ended up using, was my 12 figures. And you get to see here, oh no, it's not working. after I figured out that this worked, I decided to go and do a base. All your base are belong to us. So we have. Oh no. We have. Oh. What do we have? I have a few bases that I tried out, and I figured, yeah, I could have all of the bases on all of the figures separated. You know, I would label each one, and then I can cast each one and do all this work. But I hadn't tried the actual print, so I decided, you know what? Let me make everything one mesh, print it out, and see what I get. So this is the one that I had. And if we hit play, no animation. But this is what the final product ended up being. So let's actually check out some animation here. So we'll go 0, maybe 12. We'll key you. Key. Whoops. We'll key you here, and then maybe do 360. Boop. Come on. 360. Cool. So if we go ahead and hijack something up. Awesome. Let's only do Y. Okay. I know I'll probably need to keep that open. So if we go ahead and hit play, it's not quite working. Let's make sure that this is set to linear. Oops. There we go. So you got to see that we have the animation. It's going super quick, and it looks like they're not moving. And it's because I got everything lined up correctly. Yay! Let's slow that down. Slow-mo. Do 12 frames a second. No, that didn't work. Oh, it shifted my key. Okay, let's see if that's any better. There we go. So you get to see this is the end product. The dogs, they're staying in place. Yay! They're dancing. They're doing a little thing, and in the middle, they're going about the spin-in thing. So that's the idea of the project. I can go more in depth in a different video, maybe in our discussions together. About problems that I saw. Yeah, we'll talk about that stuff later. I just wanted to give you an idea, more or less, what the project was. You got to see, yay! It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to getting the same project down, but with the ostrich instead. So I could do it myself, but with me leaving and all, I don't have enough time to do this and everything else that I'm trying to do in relationship to life. So there we go. Cheers.